This is the Harbinger. It's a brand new dreadnought we built in Space Engineers for the recently finished series, Outpost Wars. If you watch the series, you've seen this thing being constructed over the last couple of months. Sounds kind of crazy to say it like now, but it has been 6 to 8 months. And if you've not watched the series, then this is the Harbinger. It's a bit like the Vengeance, which I previously constructed in my Space Engineers Colony Wars series. This time around, we've gone for a bigger ship, more weapons, more torpedoes, more missiles, basically more of everything. It is essentially a gun brick, but with style, and I'm going to walk you through it today. Hello everyone, I'm Captain Jack and welcome back to my channel. We're back in Space Engineers once again. Yes, the Space Engineers Outpost Wars series has concluded. If you've not watched the ending of that, go and watch it. I think it's probably one of the best battles we have done in recent times as Space Engineers, particularly in survival, PvP, and things like that. It's been really, really nice to test out all of this against another team and just have a friendly PvP battle. I guess we should do something like this next, maybe on ground in the future. If you'd like to see that happen, give me some suggestions for what mods or ships we should aim for down below in the comment section. As who knows what the future holds for what type of series we do next. But speaking of a new series, I'll be announcing a new one very, very soon, so keep your ears out for that. But today we're talking about the Harbinger. This ship is now on the Steam Workshop, not on Mod.io just yet. Bear with me on that one, but it's on Steam. You can get it down by the link in the video description. Head over there. I'd appreciate it if you give a thumbs up on the workshop page, as some people do like to download things. But you know, thumbs up and a little comment, really appreciate it. Add it to favorites, and you can download and play with the ship if you like. Now, I will say this is basically it taken from the survival world as we see in front of us right now, and that is what it is. It's not the super finished version. I think I may make another version of this at a later date, with it actually like more refined. One of the downsides of building in survival like we did in Outpost Wars is certain sections aren't as finished as I want them to be. We kind of ended up running out of time. We kind of needed to end the series, so I was like, right, let's just get this thing working and out the door. It is one of the downsides of building to such scale. So as you can see around here towards the backs or lower engines, I didn't really get to finish these as I wanted them. As such, if they're kind of stuck in here, I really would like to rework this sort of frame at some point to make it a little bit better. Same goes with sort of the main engine bit at the back. I was thinking of reinforcing this with more armor, but you know, it kind of just ended up looking like a very upset face. So there you go. We obviously got the engines in there as well. I think these realistically held out, but again, more armor probably would have helped a fair bit. So, you know, there's a lot more work that could be done on the Harbinger. Maybe at some point we'll come back to this and redesign it. Overall, though, I'm really happy with how it performed in the final battle. And again, if you've not seen it, then be careful of spoilers. But it did take a fair bit of damage, and a few sections were breached. I will compare this to the Vengeance, our other battle cruiser, a little bit later on in this video, so keep an eye out for that. We'll do a size comparison. So yeah, let's talk a few details. One of the big takeaway in design differences is we forgoed the sort of typical bow cannons we use on the Vengeance in place of the turrets. Now the benefit of these is they can sort of like change around over different arcs. They've got 180, I believe, these ones, or they might be 360. I think it's 180 though. It also means they can go up and down. So when we're facing enemies, we have got a larger fire arc. The same goes for our broadside weapons. We've actually got more weapons than we had on the Vengeance, and we're also using a couple of new weapons introduced in a few of the new packs. We've got the coil guns down here, we've got the magnetic ones. These were previously on the Vengeance as well. This time around we have 4 of them sort of spread over, so we've got like direct fire. On the Vengeance we kind of only had them on the bottom, I believe, so you'd have to face the ship like, you know, belly up essentially to be able to fire those cannons at targets in front of you. So it's a bit of a downside. Whereas this time around we can actually fire them from both sides, straight forward and back as well. It kind of aids in the low profile of a ship, which the sun is now hiding thanks to Space Engineers. There we go. We'll try that again, see if it breaks. So a lot of people are asking, Jack, were you going to make a bridge on the Harbinger? I kind of kept it flat like this. Originally, I was designing some sort of like battle bridge in here, something where this turret is, and there'd be like a little area where people could see out and see amongst the bow of it. But in the end, I kind of went for the Battlestar approach of having no bridge. Much like the guests say in Mass Effect, windows are a tactical disadvantage. Fun fact, if you get that reference, do let me know. It's been ages since I played Mass Effect, and I really want to play it again sometime soon. Anyway, the bridge was going to go here. Didn't really feel like that in the end, so sort of just went for these flat armor slabs. All of this is sort of heavily reinforced with the conveyor lines going down below. And we do have a CIC down there. We'll check out the interior in just a moment, and you can sort of get a glimpse of how we did that. Again, this is on the workshop, so you can go and download it and check it out for yourself if you wish to take a look. One of the benefits of the new weapons is we had unique things like the missile turrets here. Did these get wired up? Yeah, we did, okay. I was double checking. We had some conveyor issues, so I didn't know if they actually wired or not. Interestingly, I didn't see any of these firing in the last battle. Were they ever turned on? Let's have a look. Missiles. Oh, maybe they weren't turned on. Oh, we'll turn them on now. Absolutely interesting. Maybe I have to go back and check the battle if they were ever turned on. Regardless, those ones don't particularly do much damage anyway. We've got a couple of them here, so there's 2 on that side. And I think we stuck some down here somewhere. Maybe we didn't. We suck a lot of these Sea-Wiz turrets. One of the weapons we used for the recent series was torpedoes. The Harbinger actually carries, I think, just shy of 40 torpedoes. We've got a deck mount there, we've got them in the side, and then we've got a bigger bay underneath as well. So this ship is really capable of launching an extremely large volley of torpedoes, which really makes it a powerful adversary on the battlefield, as it can cripple quite a lot of stuff. So, you know, something to be concerned about. Again, we've got a ton of broadside turrets up here in the typical Captain Jack style. These are built with a self-repair system. So if I see and go in here, I know it's a bit dark on the screen now, you can see a welder in here. These are designed to weld up these turrets. We didn't lose too many of these. We sort of did also do this on these turrets as well, but not entirely. These ones did get loss of damage eventually. The downside of the auto-repair system is once the conveyor line is destroyed in a battle, much like ours were here, they kind of become a bit useless. I will say one of the things we probably should have done a bit more of is reinforce this conveyor line going through here, or have another one sort of reinforced going through the bottom, because they are here, they're just not as good as they possibly could have been. So I think we learned quite a lot from the Harbinger design this time around. I do like building my big battleships and Space Engineers. They do really well, and I kind of was impressed how well this one did. I thought it was going to be a lot weaker than the Vengeance. In my mind, it is weaker than the Vengeance because of its overall size. So yeah, something to keep in mind. Let's do a quick tour of the inside, and I can show you some of the sections I'm kind of happy with. So the airlocks, they're kind of bog standard. It's just an airlock, you know, it's nothing special. We did put vents in it. I don't think we actually ever used any of the pressurization. You know, it's there. Here we've got a main atrium. I do believe we put some more interior turrets in here eventually. Now, while Finn did a fantastic job on the interior section here, I was thinking to increase our structural integrity, I would have increased this entire section by one block inwards. So these blocks would come into here essentially. So you'd have one main corridor bit to walk down here. I just think for what we were going for, we didn't need like a giant open or like a giant open sort of corridor and cargo area. I love the design of what Finn's done, but I feel like we should have just made it a bit smaller. That way it would have reinforced it. The same sort of goes for the auxiliary engineering. I think we should have made this further back and had more reinforcements in the bow. So engineering should have been sort of around here, which would have allowed that area to be completely structurally intact. So you'd have more heavy armor reinforcing it. Plus, if we ever ram the ship, that'd be kind of useful as well. In terms of the side rooms, kind of happy with these. Obviously, there's nothing in this one, so I've chose the worst room to walk in. So we'll do another example of this when I go into... there's another, well, not one in here either. We'll start with crap, but here we go. So these ones kind of good as well. I think this one actually survived, but some obviously took quite a lot of damage and kind of fell apart, which is a bit of a shame. We did have the production systems in here as well to help us along, which is really nice. I love the way these are built in because it kind of makes the ship feel a bit more lived in a way. It also kind of reminds me of like old engine rooms on like cruise ships and such, where you've got all the sort of steam pumps and the mechanisms and the pistons that you can walk around in using catwalks. It's kind of a vibe I wanted to go for in designing this ship. If we head towards the back now, we've got the armored CIC doors. Again, I really wish I'd sort of sealed this off a bit more, made it a bit more compact. One thing I absolutely hate is these side corridors. I just couldn't find something to do with them, so we sealed them off like that. I would love to have done something a bit differently, but it just didn't quite work. But I'll unseal this one now. We've actually got a script running on the Harbinger which automatically seals the doors, hence why you see them constantly closing. And we'll close that one again. They come down like that, which I guess is cool. We kind of thought, you know, if we're going to get boarded, we want to seal off the CIC to save people going through the sides of the like walls and such. We kind of had a gentleman's agreement for the battle that people wouldn't hack into the side, so you know. This is the CIC. Overall, I was really happy with this one. I quite liked putting a medical bay here, even though it did get shot out. So the CIC on this one did actually get breached, compared to the Vengeance, which never got breached in the final battle of the drones all those years ago. Yes, sorry for myself, the crew, and some of you. Colony Wars ending was quite a few years ago now. I know I feel old. If you do, if anybody comments that you're still in school when the episode came out, get out. As honestly, you freak me out when you do that. Anyway, we've got the holo table here. This can display a model of a Harbinger, I believe. It's probably going to lag the entire game. Yep, there we go. We could have a center this one, though, so it's a bit annoying. I was kind of happy with CIC. I wish we could have had, like, more blocks up here or something. But due to where the catwalks are, we can't, which is kind of really annoying. I wish we could get inset blocks. Come on, Keen. Like, just make it happen. Not too much to ask for. I kind of like these little alcoves over here with sort of inset light and sort of a data processing area. I probably should have put more of these down, but also I like the seats as well. So yeah, engine room. Let's go check that out. The door is sealed. Let's open it again. There we go. I got to upload this to a workshop for you guys to look at. I can't go deleting blocks. And I think the door's here. There we go. Engine room, again, I think we should have made this a little bit smaller. Though I will say Finn did a fantastic job on the sort of a decaling and detailing going over here, or the greebling, I guess I should say. Because it really brings out the design of the engine room. We're probably going to move away from these reactors in the future. But yeah, they kind of provide a good sort of resource for now. They look kind of cool, but I think new reactors are definitely in our future, and see what we can do. But this is the engine room. We've got 4 jump drives. They're off currently. LCDs, all that fine jazz. It is looking really nice, and the consoles as well. I kind of ended up using a selection of Keen's new console blocks as they kind of fit the design. And yeah, they can just suit things nicely. So yeah, that is the engine room. It is very nice. I know what you're waiting for. Let's see a comparison between the Harbinger and the Vengeance. Let's go do that. Okay, well, if we put the Vengeance into the world here, so I'm spawning it in, we can see the size difference. Already, as I attempt to paste this in, you can see the sizable difference between the ships. So I think if I place it here, you can sort of see that. It might be too high up. Okay, it's just about online. So we can definitely see the size difference here. The Harbinger is just a bit longer than the Vengeance. Not as packed as weapons, but, you know, it gets there. I wonder if the Vengeance has more weapons. I think we've got more cannons, but yeah. I think she was designed really nicely. Now I look at it, it's been ages since I've properly looked at this design in Space Engineers, but I think realistically we did reinforce this quite a lot. I guess this is where we kind of fit it in, because we went for more of an interior on the Harbinger, whereas the Vengeance was just built to be a raw battleship, and we had these sort of armored sections here expanding along, so, you know, nothing was really getting in the way. Then we had the CIC. Interestingly, I think the CIC was more expanded out, because we've got these sections going over here, but we did have a lot more heavy armor going for it, so I guess that's there. Another wall of armor there. But interestingly, the corridors had a lot above them, so I guess that's probably the advantage compared to the Harbinger. All in all, I think these are 2 of the best battleships I've made in Space Engineers, actually for survival warfare. A lot of the Redwood fleet is just made for the cinematic content, so it's not really aimed up to do combat like we've been putting it through in Outpost Wars. So that's something to keep in mind. But you can download both these ships on my Steam Workshop, have a play around them, and let me know what you think. I think at some point, if I get more time, I probably will refine the Harbinger a bit more. For now, I think it does a good job. Like, there are bits in it I definitely would change and maybe redesign parts of it, but I'm happy with it as is, and maybe we'll revisit it one day in the future of Outpost Wars. We left it on a bit of a cliffhanger there, so you might have to wait and see what actually happens with the rest of that series, and, you know, who knows what the future will hold. Hopefully you enjoyed it, hopefully you enjoyed the Harbinger, and let me know what you think of all of this down below in the comment section. I've been Captain Jack. Thank you very much for watching my channel. If you want to talk more about the Space Engineers Colony Universe with me, head over to my Discord link down below, and you can join our Discord community and chat to us about all your favorite episodes and ask us questions about the series as well. Thanks for watching, and I will see you next time.